It's been coming. It's woeful. It's useless. It's pathetic. Gutless, spineless, tactically inept, waste of space. Could see it coming a mile off. No surprises whatsoever. And there's only one person to blame. It's not a single one of the players on the pitch. There's one person to blame, and it's the inept standing in the bench, apparently looking dejected, which is, do I care? He could be sitting there now banging his head against a wall in the dressing room sobbing. I really don't give a flying monkey's ass, because this is his fault. He's been in charge for over 2 years. He's had the chance to remodel the side in his own image. He hasn't. Game-wise, yeah, crap defending again, crap organisation. We've had an inability to defend for year on year on year. McCarthy was permanently going about schoolboy errors. So why doesn't somebody sort it out? Get a defensive coach. We've got one. You know, you've got Terry Butcher there. Get Terry Butcher in the first team and train the defence how to defend, because they haven't had a clue for about 4 years. Equally, why play Judge? Ever. But certainly, I mean, why keep him on the pitch? If he's at left wing, he goes walkabout. If he's at right wing, he goes walkabout. He puts other people under pressure. He's playing in the middle today. You'd think that would suit him, but he's at left back. He's at right back. He's between the centre halves. He's never where he needs to be. We have no midfield. Any vague attacking threat we had, and it was vague, came by overlapping down the flanks, because there was nothing through the middle at all. There were 2 chances, or half chances, where Lancaster got on the ball in the middle and put the ball through to Norwood, which is another one. Norwood was the only threat we had, so we take him off. Did Hawkins touch the ball at all? You know, you've got no link up. If you're playing that 3 up front, you need to have the inside forwards as inside forwards, not wingers. If you're playing wingers, you need 2 in the middle, because they had in the touchline. Did we make their goalkeeper make a single save in the second half? I don't think so. I mean, we may have tapped the ball at him, so it counted as a shot on target occasionally, but really, we didn't work that goalkeeper. There was no pressing, there was no drive, there was no passion. And in the last half hour, I know they scored a third later on, they could have had 4th, but there was nothing. The players gave up. The last half hour, the players just could not be asked. You know, and Josh Emmanuel, another one who wasn't given a chance by this manager, who looked really, really good. Do we have a decent right back? I don't count KVY on account of the fact that he's played 9 games for us, 2 of which he was hampered by injuries, so he's actually had 7 proper games for us. You cannot say that we are missing KVY on account of the fact that 7 games does not make a stalwart player. It's just absolutely bonkers and ludicrous, the entire thing. And if Evans is sitting there going, well, I'll wait until such time as we don't stand a chance of going up, then he's a bigger idiot than I think he is. And the longer that Lambert stays, the more damage is being done to the club. He needs to go now.
In a weird way, I thought we actually played better at points in that first half than we did against Shrewsbury. Most of the Shrewsbury game, I was shouting at my iPad at certain players. Come back to those in a minute. But we got away with one. Today, I cannot fathom how we can start a game that badly. We started sluggishly after an international break, and we started awfully tonight. So much space they had. That's criminal. You can't start a game against the leaders when you're 3rd or 2nd, I think we were, and we could have gone top if we'd won. Criminal. After that, we improved. I thought the return of Norwood is a big bonus. He just gives us something else. I almost wish we had 11 of him. You know, that little bit of the dark arts, a little bit of physical presence, and a bit of pace through the middle. But what worries me is that, you know, Jimmy Walker's right. It's not that good a division. If Hull are top, and I wasn't that impressed by them, that might sound churlish after they've scored 3, but they didn't have to be that good to beat us. And there was a lot of space in front of their back 4. We had the chances to get at them. But if they're top in a division that isn't that good, then what does that say about us that we've just got tonked 3-0 at home? And there are a couple of players tonight that I've defended for a long time, Hughes and Judge. And I like them both, and I was glad when they signed, and I was glad when Judge didn't go to QPR. But it's got to be the end for them soon if they keep playing like that, because we might as well have, Judge in particular in that first half, we might as well have had 10 men. And Lambert can have a little dig at McGavin at the weekend, When was the last time you said anything about those two? That ball, that through ball that McGavin played for Norwood near the end, they put him 1-on-1. When was the last time you saw Judge or Hughes play a ball like that? They couldn't even play at 10 yards. So, yeah, I don't know if Evans will sack Lambert if we lose on Saturday. A lot of people hope he will. But I think if he's given him a 5-year contract and we're still in the top 6, he's not going to sack him, is he? But it feels like something big needs to change now. That's woeful tonight on so many levels.
So I'm pretty annoyed after that. I'm not going to, well, I say I'm not going to swear, but, you know, it may come out. But my first thoughts are, I mean, you look at our shirt, it's got a badge on there from 40 years ago. Yeah? They don't deserve to wear that badge. Like from 40 years ago, the UEFA Cup, those players deserved, they deserve to play for Ipswich, in my opinion. But some of the players that we've got at the moment, Judge, others, you know, there's two players that stand out for me today, and that's Norwood and McGavin. Apart from that, potentially Lancaster, you can't really blame Lancaster too much, I guess. But apart from that, you know, the players that we've got there, disgrace. It's just a disgrace to the club, and that badge, in my opinion, is supposed to represent 40 years ago, and all of a sudden, you know, we're playing like that in League One. How far have we fallen? It's just an absolute shocking turn of events, and it's just something's got to change. And for me, Lambert's, I said I'll give him a second chance beginning of the season. I kind of started turning on a year ago now, but for me, he's got to go now. It's just they don't seem to be playing for him. He's got no ideas. He's got no plan B. We waited until the 70th minute. We've gone into half time, 2-0 down, and he doesn't bring anyone on until the 70th minute. You know, we've got 3 strikers on the bench. Try and change it. We've got 5 subs now. Why have you not brought on at least someone to try and get us back in the game early on and then potentially get a draw, especially at home? But no, I lost for words in a way. I'm just not much else I can say.
First minute, 1-0 down, just as we were Saturday. Wasn't even a very well worked goal, which the commentators were saying. Hughes was nowhere near his man. Then Wilkes-Dotter stepped inside Ward and just put it in the bottom of the corner, easy. From then on, don't think we really created any clear-cut chances. Only half chances. Only chance we created was Norwood running behind, who was the pick of the players for me. But then again, that went hard. Get to half-time, you think, okay, go in 1-0 down, come up for the second half, give it a bit of a go, and then that sucker punch arrived, and thing is, how organised. They knew what they were about. They're the best away side in the league, and for good reason. And when they get a chance, they put it away. I mean, the second goal, I was really impressed with McGuinness's finish. So, yes, Hull are a decent side at this level. But we keep saying how we're promotion contenders with them. We're not. We're not. We're a long way off. We showed that Saturday. Yeah, we might have been a bit better tonight, but it's hard to be any worse than we were Saturday. And then Eves rounds off for them. I mean, with a third goal, and we've just not really created anything. Of no, slow at the back, moving it side to side. Don't get it in the front three. When it does go into them, the chance is kind of gone, or there's no quality. So what was bailing us out in recent games was a bit of quality, like in the Gillingham game, Bishop would turn up with an 86th minute winner, or stuff like that. But now those players are injured. There's just no hope at the minute. I will say that there's a lot of injuries, but yeah, serious change needed, mate. It's just pretty shocking at the minute. And I think Alan Judge, I was saying this, I'm going to say, I think he reminds me of the Space Jam film where their players' talent gets stolen. And I think somebody has stolen Alan Judge's talent. It's gone into football somewhere because that man, his legs are gone. And they say he's lost a yard. I'd say he's lost about 4 or 5. There's players on that side that are being picked when they absolutely have no right to be picked or shouldn't have any right to be picked. He played for 90 minutes. And then, yeah, Norwood had already played, 74? And you think he can probably do on another 15 minutes. He's starting to get some luck in behind. Had a shot on goal. Just leave him on there. Put Hortons on with Jackson with him. And just try something. But he brings Norwood off, probably because he's not played in a while. But Judge isn't any better at Judge's pace and fitness as it is. So, yeah, tried to sum up the game. Basically, Hull are a promotion contender. We're not.
Really good. Our performance was not normal. We were really, really good. I couldn't ask for more from the boys. We played some really good stuff. We were knocking on the door all night. I'm sure that's what Paul Lambert's going to say. I'm not going to say that at all, Ross. I'm going to say we're awful yet again. Anybody who watched Saturday's match, didn't watch Saturday's match and then saw the kind of Twitter comments and our pod comments for us saying how flat we were and disappointed and that kind of thing, if they would now know, because we played a little bit better than Saturday tonight, but against a slightly better team than us, and we got beaten 3-0 at home. And as I said to you on the pod on last week, Ross, like, Hull City aren't that special. Mick Mills said very much the same during the commentary. They aren't that good, but yet they beat us 3-0 at home. That says something. So we narrowly beat Shrewsbury, undeserved victory, and then we got outplayed, outclassed by a team who finished bottom of the championship and aren't that clever. Yes, we've got injuries. I totally get that, but we've also got a lack of spine, a lack of character, a lack of confidence, a plan A that isn't particularly good, and absolutely no plan B. If he says we're great tonight, I'm going to say take your P45. Senior pros letting us down. Sears, I know he went off, but he was doing nothing again. Judge, woeful performance yet again. I'm sure I won't be the only person saying that. I'm paying a tenner every game to watch this at the moment, and it's just not good enough. We can't beat teams who are above average. That means we are bang average at best in a poor league. Jimmy Walker's tweet, let's go back to that tweet. We aren't going to finish in the top 4 under Paul Lambert. It hurts a lot. It's probably time for him to jog on. We're sick of his PR. He bought a few fans a few pints. He's not doing a good job anymore. Like, arguably, we all wanted this to work out for him. I wanted him to be a success. When it went wrong last season, we thought, time to reflect, Paul. Okay, you've got your system now back in your head. You've gone back to plan A. There is no quality in plan A. And this is 2 years in the making now. I'm not just saying it just because he used to manage Norwich back in the day. I'm saying it because for 2 years he's managed our club, and that performance tonight and that performance on Saturday says where we are. I just wrote a little note to myself earlier on. If I was to quote Paul Lambert, I would say, dear oh dear, getting such a contract is nay normal. I couldn't have asked for more. Yeah, you're right. You couldn't have asked for more, Mr. Lambert. Maybe Mr. Evans needs to be having a look at himself tonight and thinking, do I need to act now? Because if we want any chance of changing the way our fortunes are looking, I know we're in the, you look at all the stats, but we've got lots of possession. We're near the top of the table. We've got a game in hand, but we're terrible, and we're not going to get promoted. And my final point, Ross, would just be that, when he questioned Brenner on Saturday in that bizarre commentary, when Brenner bigged up McGavin, I would say to Paul Lambert, he needs his standards and maybe not the same as my standards, and Paul Lambert's performance needs to be 100 times better.
We try not to swear because that was just a disgrace of a performance, really. What annoys me so much is we always go into these games. It's probably the most important game so far this season. We need to get points from it, and we go and put in that performance. It started with the lineup. Judge Sears starting again. I really do not know what they've done to warrant a place in the team. I really don't. And it showed again. I know Sears got injured quite early on. Another injury, of course, but the amount of times Judge gave the ball away today was just absolutely ridiculous. Conceding that early goal, awful defensively once again. We may have had we might have had possession for a little bit, but we didn't really show anything going forward again. And I think that's down to the formation. I really do. We play one up front. I think Norwood was probably the only bright spark in it today. He did quite a lot of running, but when he got the ball up in the final third, he had no one to pass to. There was no one around him. So I could tell he was getting frustrated. And the game was, in the second half when we were 2-0 down, the game was absolutely crying out for Jackson to come on, for Judge, and go 2 up top. But he bought Norwood off. He didn't even look tired. I don't understand what Lambert's thinking was. His tactics are all wrong. It frustrates me so much. And yeah, another loss to a team. You know, the thing that makes me more frustrated is that Hull weren't even that good. We just let them have 3 chances pretty much. They scored all 3, looked really comfortable, and that was it. We lost the game. Poor performance. And where's it going to go from here? We've got another tough game on Saturday, which can't see us winning that either.